JWL Sports, where we review all the best sports clips from around the world. If this is your first time checking out a video, please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really, really does help with the visibility in the algorithm, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get to it. We're watching a clip of First Take, talk about the Dallas Cowboys. So it's turned out, Dalton Schultz came out and said that the Dallas Cowboys atmosphere is an issue, that it's just like a zoo there. And we keep hearing these leaks and these things and even direct quotes from the current players. And it just is painting the Dallas Cowboys in not such a great light. And to me, this is one of those indicators of, it's one of those situations where if they won, you wouldn't have heard any of this type of stuff. But the fact that they lost so spectacularly at home against the Packers by just a massive amount to one of the youngest teams ever, it's just everyone's, hitting the button, hitting the emergency button. And it also starts with the leadership of the players. Some of the players saying, like Micah saying, we need better players. And so the current players are kind of like, well, screw you then. You're saying that we're not good enough. I'm not good enough. Like, who are you talking about, Micah? And then so now a player who's leaving is going to be like, dude, these guys are a bunch of clowns. So you always do have to take it with a grain of salt when a player leaves or a coach leaves or personnel, anyone, leaves, right? When you quit your job, you're not like always saying the most positive things. You never know on what grounds or what that individual's experience was like. But it seems like we have enough evidence to believe that the Cowboys, things are definitely quite messy right now. And I'm not seeing how they can, to not use, to overuse a cliche, the toothpaste is already out of the tube. I'm not seeing how they can correct this. McCarthy is not the coach that can do it. He is not the big top alpha dog. And Dak Prescott, the quarterback, is not the big top, alpha dog. And Jerry Jones is old, and he does not command that level of intensity and respect. I get the sense that actually a lot of players these days don't respect him at all. They see him as kind of like an old guy who writes the checks, and they're kind of just like, sure thing, Jerry, whatever, sure thing. That's a funny joke. That's great, Jerry. Sure, yeah. Yes, Mr. Jones. They probably call him Mr. Jones. And so that's my just knee-jerk reaction based off of that. But this is where the Cowboys need an alpha. They need someone to be able to create and set the culture. And in a lot of ways, it either needs to be the head coach or it needs to be the quarterback. Or you had a situation when it was like for the Eagles, for instance, you had a core group of veterans that not only won, but they were established, right? You had Kelsey. You had Lane Johnson. You had Brandon Graham Cox. Like, you had this core, also the biggest, largest men in the room. They were the core. They were like, this is how we do things. So when they got a new coach, when they got a new quarterback, they're able to be like, this is what we built here. And it was able to continue, right? I mean, that's the benefit. And they have a great culture in that regard. And that's why they were able to take someone questionable who had a questionable checkered past, like a Carter of that sort. So they were able to do those types of things. The Cowboys do not have that ability. They do not have this mature core group of guys that have not only proven that they can win and win an actual Super Bowl, but they're not mature enough. Yet Micah is blaming everyone else in the offseason rather than saying, I got to do better, or, you know what, I can't wait for next season. We learned a lot. I learned a lot. I'm excited. This, that, and the third. Like, it's just this weird thing. Dak Prescott is at a pediatric cancer event, defending the culture, he's saying, I take this as an insult towards, at me. I think everything's great. And it's just so messy right now. So let's take a listen to see what these guys have to say, and then we can break it down from there.
Is this proof that there is a culture problem in Dallas?
I think the comments are a big deal. I think it's just more evidence of the fact that when we talk about the Cowboys, we tend to talk about things that don't have anything to do with football. And I think Dalton's talking about, man, it's a zoo. And we have to, Damien, don't even look at me like that, because we're trying to get to a good place. Hear me out on this. We talk about the Cowboys. We're talking about Jerry, talking to the media all the time. We're talking about culture. We're talking about teammates' mamas and teammates' brothers, everybody talking about the Cowboys and Dak and the this and the that. And you know what we're not talking about? We're not talking about them in the Super Bowl. We're not talking about them in the NFC Championship. Despite all the talent in the world that they have on this roster, despite all the money that they have, Jerry's world, where is the winning football in the postseason? Just direct me to it. What decade? Show it to me, Damien. So when we talk about a winning culture and all the things that happen in Jerry's world, I think we're talking about a level of acceptance to just, hey, we win in the regular season and we'll get you next year. So while you may not think, because I could tell by the face and the way you're looking at me and the fact that we just spent 2 hours on Get Up together, I know exactly what you're about to say. I do think this is indicative of a larger issue. And if the Cowboys weren't on the field, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Now you may go.
Cowboys win on the field. I'm sorry, Christina.
Oh, no.
Last time I checked, didn't the Cowboys win
Last
12
checked.
games, three straight years?
What happened?
Hold on. 3 straight years. We're talking about
Wow. Are we really hanging on
winning
this?
culture, right?
Uh-huh.
Is 12 wins in the season, that's a lot of winning, right? It's a lot of winning. Okay, hold on. No, you had your time.
You're right, you're
now
right.
I need to have my time here.
Hold on.
Now I need to have my time here, okay?
You're right, Bishop.
We're
You're right.
literally going to be,
Bishop.
we're literally
First
talking
name.
about, yeah, Bishop, yeah. We're literally talking about Dalton Schultz talking about people knocking on the glass while people working out
It's a
as like
zoo.
Zazoo, and it's the reason why the Dallas
Can you say
Cowboys.
the reason?
It's like it's just part of this
part of it.
culture,
It's part of it. It's part of the
this
experience.
culture
Yeah.
of the Dallas Cowboys as to why they haven't won in the postseason. Are we being serious here? Like, is it like, this is the level that we're going as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys? It's real simple. The Dallas Cowboys have a winning culture.
When?
They have a winning culture. When you
They do
win
not.
12 games, 3 straight years, you have a winning culture.
Really?
They don't have a championship culture. Okay, and the Dallas Cowboys' main problem is their stars don't play like stars at the most important moments in the postseason. But
So then how is that a winning culture? If your biggest stars can't play winning football when it actually matters, how is that a winning culture? Do you know how stupid that sounds? Do you know how absurd that sounds? People keep saying this. They won 12 games, 3 seasons in a row. Who cares? If your best players aren't playing their best football against the best teams at the biggest moments, then who cares? What does it matter? What are you talking about? That's not winning culture. That's a competent culture. So congratulations. The Dallas Cowboys are competent. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations. There's a lot of organizations that are not competent, okay? For decades, okay? Browns, not competent. Panthers, not competent. Okay? The Bills for years, not competent. Miami Dolphins for years, not competent. You know, especially during the whole, Brady thing. The Jets, not competent. The Giants, the Commanders, not competent. The Texans for a while, not competent. So the Cowboys are competent, which I say that both good job and then also sarcastically good job, because you have higher expectations than that. So stop acting like that it's not a massive deal that these teams, that these players can't step up when it matters. This past season, yes, they won 12 or 13 or however many games it ended up being. First off, we have extra games, okay? We have extra games. Why are we ignoring that, okay? That's number one. Number two, I've been over this so many times. The Cowboys beat only bad teams last year, okay? Only bad teams. The only team that they actually beat that was good was against the Detroit Lions, and we all know that that was a controversial win. And even if you don't want to say that, it wasn't controversial, that's fine, but they just eked out that win at home. All their other wins were against losing teams, okay? All the games that they did beat, they had losing records, and the games that they lost to were all teams with winning records, okay? They beat the Eagles. That's the one other team that they beat that was considered a winning team. They were not good. We all know that team, the Eagles, easily could have been a 6-win team last season, okay? They were very fortunate to eke out wins against the Bills, who had like 370 penalties, a missed pass interference call against the Chiefs. I mean, like, they got so lucky. And yet the Eagles still beat you, okay? And when you beat the Eagles, when they lost, when they got smoked by the 49ers, when they lost to the Cardinals, when they lost to the Giants, like, congratulations. You beat a team that was completely drowning and completely falling apart, who then got rocked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you want to congratulate yourself for doing that, then good job. But all your other wins were against, as Chris Broussard put it, tomato can teams. So this idea that they have this winning culture is bogus. It's absolute nonsense. It just is. How can you say with a straight face that they have a winning culture, that they know how to win, that they're great, but then when it's time for the players to step up and actually do big things in big moments against actual good competitive teams, they can't? That doesn't make any sense. It literally makes no sense. It's like saying I'm a great businessman. I know how to make a lot of money when people just give me money. It's like, what? What does that even mean? I'm a great stockbroker. As long as the stock market as a whole just keeps going up, I know how to make all the money in the world. It's like, well, anyone can do that, right? When every single day you're reaching an all-time high, like, all you do is have to just keep investing money and you're going to keep winning. You're going to keep making money, okay? The way how you know if someone's good is when the stock market is really up and down, or watch someone make money during a recession, okay? That's when you know that you are actually dealing with someone who understands money and finances and business, okay? But this idea that the Cowboys have this winning culture, that they're this good team, is insane to me. It's insane. And it's not them choking, okay? I hate when people keep saying that Dak Prescott chokes. He's not choking. He's not capable. There's a difference. When you're capable of doing something and you don't do it in that moment because the moment got to you, that's choking. But Dak Prescott consistently is not good enough against the better teams. He has a losing record against winning teams. That's not choking. That just means that he was never really that good. He's great at taking advantage of teams that are not that good. And that's awesome. Not everyone can do that. He's made himself a lot of money. He seems like an awesome guy. I'm happy for him, genuinely, as a person, as a human. But to just evaluate him as a quarterback, to think that he's this amazing quarterback and the Cowboys are this amazing team, but they just choke, or they want to then blame Quinn or McCarthy or this or that or Jerry Jones, it does not make sense. Because again, everyone wants to blame Jerry Jones, and this will be my last point. Everyone wants to blame Jerry Jones for this. Yet, if Damon Willie is saying that they have a winning culture, what on earth does Jerry Jones have to do with those great players not being able to play great when the moments matter? What can Jerry Jones do? How is that Jerry Jones' fault? If this team is actually really that great and they have this great culture, this winning culture, and they can do all these things, and they can win 12 games 3 years in a row, what more do you want Jerry Jones to do then? How can Jerry Jones will Dak Prescott to play better in the playoffs, to will Mike McCarthy to call better players in the playoffs, to will Micah Parsons to actually doing something on defense in the playoffs? How is that possibly on Jerry Jones? It's not. It doesn't make any sense. So we're not even getting consistent analysis or, game breaks with the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because people either love the Cowboys or hate the Cowboys. Like, I really don't know why. But it is fascinating to see people just be so extreme on one side or the other. There doesn't really seem to be much nuance ever around the Dallas Cowboys. I could not see any other organization be defended like we defend the Dallas Cowboys. Think about all the amazing things that Josh Allen does. He gets ripped apart for the lack of success with the Bills. Dak Prescott really doesn't. I mean, he occasionally, and usually the people that rip him are usually the people that just don't like the Cowboys, who maybe are Eagles fans or something. But it's very, very surprising. And I've never seen an owner, and granted, Jerry Jones is a very vocal owner, but Jerry Jones, and he's more than just an owner, right? Obviously. He gets so much attention. I guarantee you the average fan cannot name any other owner, any other GM. They don't know any of their names. They barely even know probably their own team's owner and GM. Yet it seems like everyone knows who's Jerry. So everyone has an opinion about Jerry Jones. And so which is it? Has Jerry Jones been able to build great teams over the years that are consistently competitive, but they come up short in the playoffs? And again, if that's true, then what else do you want? Do you want Jerry Jones to get another number one receiver? Do you want Jerry Jones to just get a better quarterback? You want him just to be able to get Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Caleb Williams? Like, what do you want? What do you want him to do in that regard? Or is it on the players to be able to actually play better and step up and do what needs to be done? Is it the coaching staff? What is it? Because it just seems like y'all are all over the place. Either the Cowboys are perfect and don't need to do anything, yet somehow they just can't win when it matters, or they're garbage and trash and you need to just slash and burn and start anew. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So if you think what I'm saying is the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, please let me know. If you think what I'm saying is the most amazing thing, then also please let me know. Either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really, really does help with the visibility in the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.